Zdravo, kako ste?
Super, hvala vam puno na pozivu.
At first, can you please introduce yourself?
Yes, so my name is Marko Bošnjak. I was a Dora participant in 2022, and now I'm returning with the song Poison Cake this year. So I'm very excited to share this song with the audience and to see how it goes.
All right, so how did your music career started?
Well, it started when I was 5, actually. I was singing in a church choir with my sisters, and then a nun kind of pulled me out and she said, "You have a gift that God has given you." So I was competing on my first children's festival when I was 5, and I won. And then I just kept applying and kept working on my singing and kind of developing what I was given. And then when I was 11, I really like highlighted all of these performances with participation at Pinkove Zvezdice contest, which I won in the end. It was like a very regional, huge TV show for children. So that kind of helped me make connections and really like get into the industry. So then I was really performing with some of the biggest artists here in the Balkans, and then eventually I came to Zagreb and decided to make my own music and to apply to Dora and to try to go to Eurovision one day. So here I am.
So you were well known for the people in the Balkans since you won Pinkove Zvezdice. And did it affect your life somehow?
Oh, it definitely did. I mean, I was a very small child. I was like 11 years old, and the stress was just a lot. For example, the shows were lasting up until 5 in the morning because there was no one on that television to protect our like children's rights. So we were basically being pretty much exploited by this television. But I really think it shaped me and built me into a strong character, into a resilient, hardworking person. And I really think I have a lot of benefits from it today, especially when it comes to my performing, because I'm used to performing under pressure and I'm used to just giving 150% of myself. So even though it was very hectic and stressful, especially for a young child, I think it definitely contributed to me being a very confident performer today.
So what message do you want to spread with your music?
Well, I want to spend like to have this message. It depends on the kind of vibe that I'm experiencing in my private life. So I always have multiple messages that I want to convey to people, but it's either about digging really deep into yourself and like finding the darkest parts of yourself and kind of bringing them to light and just showing what you are made of. I think that's very beautiful and very like vulnerable. And I think that's what music can really help us to portray our feelings and to just share them with the world and to not think about the consequences, or is it maybe inside of some social norms. So I'm really like trying to always spread a message of what's happening inside of me, but also to comment on some like social issues or on things that all of us have been through. So, for example, Poison Cake is about all of these emotions that all of us feel, but we are not really allowed to feel them. So it's really about anger, injustice, and getting karma for someone who's done you wrong. And in a way, it's like we know that we're not allowed to say this out loud, but in this song, we're saying it very loud. So everyone has these situations in life, and we are always taught to be silent about them and to not make a huge fuss about it and to just let others do you wrong without hoping for anything bad to them. But in this song, we are really like focusing on revenge and on how it is a natural emotion and a natural feeling and how it really can feel good to stand up for yourself.
Great. So, when you firstly participated in Dora 3 years ago, you sang a ballad, but now it's more like rock, more darker song. Why did it change so drastically?
Because I really feel like I am a drastic person. Nothing about me is simple. And I really want to showcase that I'm not going to be a one trick pony. I'm not going to do only one kind of music because I feel like my talent and what I'm doing is not only in one direction. It's not only one dimensional. I feel like I can do more things. I'm drawn to do more things. So it's only natural for me to experiment. I think I would be very bored if I was, just doing the same thing all over again. It would terrify me. So I really want to keep things challenging for myself, and I want to keep things challenging for the people who are following my music because I don't want them to get lazy in listening. I want them to really listen with open ears and open minds. So that's why I always want to deliver something different because I could have showed up to this Dora as well with only like Balkan powerful ballads, and I think it would still go pretty well, but I would not feel the same challenges I am feeling right now.
Great. So, if you would win Dora this year, do you plan to come back in next year's, or is it like you win once and it's the topic is finished?
Yeah, well, that would be my biggest dream since I was a very small child who started doing music. So if that happens, I would gladly retire in the Eurovision sense, but I would definitely love to participate on all of these Eurovision events and pre-parties. And I was even hosting one this summer in June in Zagreb. So I really love everything Eurovision related. I just feel like going two times is reserved only for like Loreen and a few of the rare ones who are really on top level. But if my biggest dream would come true, I would not even attempt to recreate it. I would just be grateful with what I got and then kind of like enjoy the process.
So, how did you find out that you will participate in Dora, and how did you react?
Oh my God! So it was hectic. Like 3 years ago, I found out when I was in a tram. I was going from school, and that's how I found out. But like this year wasn't much different. I think I was at work or something when they announced it, and I was really like just overwhelmed with emotion. But I had to keep my cool because I was, in a setting where I cannot really show my excitement. But then, of course, I had to share it with everyone around me, with all of my colleagues. So, yeah, it was it was not maybe in the best moment, but I was still super excited to see my name on the list and really grateful for the opportunity.
Was the song especially written with Dora in mind?
It was. So the song was written with Emma Gale Kirkbride, Ben Pine, Bas Wissing, and then Philip Maidak and me when we heard the song the first time, because this is a very good team that they are usually working on like songwriting camps together. And then they had me in mind for this song somehow. But they sent it to me, and on my first listening, I was like, this has so much potential. I just want to make it a bit more myself. And then my producer from Zagreb and me, um, Philip, we were like really focused on changing a few parts with the music and kind of getting the sound that we wanted to get. And I really think all of us, like the entire team, is super happy with how it sounds and with how it is. So no matter the result, we're like really good friends right now. Like it really connected us the whole experience. So we're definitely gonna leave with parts of ourselves being a bit richer than they were before. So no matter what happens, we're like really happy with the song that we've created, and we are all just having our fingers crossed for delivering a very good live performance, and then the sky's the limit, basically.
Great. So in 22, you were one of main favorites to win Dora, and now 3 years later, you are once again one of the main favorites. How do you feel about it?
I don't know, honestly. Like, if anything, like Dora 3 years ago taught me that you can never be sure of anything. You can only focus on giving your best and then seeing how it goes. I hope that it can finally. I feel like I'm very close. So I'm just hoping that things settle into peace and that they like fall into place on my behalf, in my regard, because it would be about time. But I don't know. Like I'm not. I think it's a pressure, but a very good kind of pressure because, as I said earlier, like I do feel like I work well under pressure. So it could be very nice because I love that people are expecting so much and I'm ready to give them so much. And then no amount of anxiety is going to change the outcomes. I just need to focus on doing my best.
Yeah, amazing. So, what can we expect from you and from your performance at Dora?
Well, my live performance is gonna be definitely very dynamic, definitely a lot of movement, a lot of visuals, a lot of scenography. It's not gonna be boring. It's gonna take everyone into this whole new world that we're trying to create, and it's aesthetically gonna be very interesting. So I'm very happy with how the rehearsals are going so far. So I'm pretty sure that it's gonna be something that people will remember. It's gonna be memorable for sure.
So, who was your biggest inspiration to start doing music?
Well, actually, if we're looking at it theoretically, it was my sisters because they were going to this church choir, and then my mom was like, "My God, I'm sorry," but then my mom was like, "You girls are not going anywhere unless you take your brother with you." So technically, I was just inspired by my sisters going to the choir, so I wanted to join them. But apart from that, I really had a lot of musical influences as a child, like Adele, Jessie J, all of these like vocal pop divas were my biggest inspiration. And then with time, that changed because my music taste really like developed, and now it's very, very like a huge variety of artists that I listen to. So, but I always wanted to be an inspiration for myself and to kind of, find all of these interesting stuff to write about or to sing about in my life experiences. So, yeah.
So, what do you do to calm down the emotions before entering the stage?
Well, I think you really need to be prepared well because if you're prepared enough, there's no room for feeling nervous. I mean, of course, it's a natural human emotion because you want to do your best. But just my number one survival tip is just be prepared. Like be as much prepared as you can. But also breathing very deeply, like exhaling a lot of air, like with a lot of power, and just sometimes I listen to like rap music and I really like start jumping up and down to like really kick out the excessive energy that I have. And it works for me. So everyone needs to find what works best for them because some people are meditating, some people are praying, some people are, I don't know. And then you see me on the side and I'm like, ah, you know. So I really prepare a lot, and then I know even in the 3 in the morning if someone wakes me up, I know how to do everything that I'm supposed to do. So I just really hope that like pressure doesn't affect that, but I feel like yeah, you just need to be prepared and to have an outlet for your excess energy.
Great. So, for the end, what is your favorite Croatian Eurovision entry?
Oh, it's definitely Moja Štikla by Severina.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, to bylo sve. Hvala lijepa za
Hvala
intervju.
lijepa.
I'm crossing my fingers for you.
Thank you so much. Have a nice
Thank
day.
you.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Oh,
Ciao.
oh.